Okay, so congratulations on getting this far in the course. What you've done now is you've generated your own AI script about how to learn a specific language. So if you did go through the previous lessons, you would have picked up the basics of a specific language. Now we're going to actually move on to the part where we start building actual coding projects. Now, this section will guide you through how to apply your knowledge of whatever language you've chosen to a specific problem that sort of is valuable to you. So that's what we want to do, and that's sort of where the learning comes in. You pick a problem that you find valuable, and then you sort of solve that problem. And because it's valuable to you, you'll get in the weeds, you'll get in the thick of it, and you'll have a great understanding about all the nuances and things you have to do to essentially solve this problem. And at the same time, because you're in the weeds and in the thick of it, you become a master of that particular language and that particular problem. So let's go through the steps together. It's quite easy. I've written it all here. So step one is choose a small project, something valuable to you. So there's hundreds of thousands of projects you could pick. For me, I am in the business of trading, so I enjoy making exchange connectors, P&L calculators, reconciliation reports, trading bots, and things like that. But if that's not your thing, that's okay. Pick something that sort of really appeals to you. So for example, if you're a web developer, make a to-do API, or if you're a data analyst, sort of make some integration that can fit in with your CSV analysis or clean data sets or things like that. So pick one that really appeals to you. Then step two will be define in plain English. It doesn't have to be a whole page, or you don't have to go write an essay about it or anything. Just sort of maybe write a few sentences about what problem you're trying to solve and sort of why this thing annoys you so much. Then go ahead and solve it. That's it. But just have some sort of guide as to what you're solving, because when you're sort of in the thick of it, you can always reflect back on what things you're solving and what you're going to be helping people with. Then step three is actually very important. This trips me up a lot. So often I go crazy and I'm just like, hey, I want to code as fast as I can. But there's this step three I always forget, which is just write the thing down on pen and paper. So this means you draw boxes and arrows and interfaces, squares that represent data classes, little sub-squares in those squares that are functions or database schemas or things like that. Draw arrows connecting everything so you can just visually see everything that's going on. Now, it doesn't have to be too crazy, because often I'm like, okay, I'm going to draw a full-on lucid chart diagram. I'm going to get all the diagramming software. And then what ends up happening is I just never get started because I want to get the diagram perfect. So there's a middle ground here. So just get the diagram good enough so you have a nice guiding North Star to your project. And then when you have all the interfaces and the classes drawn out, you can just go ahead, get started coding, which is step four. Just break. So actually that is step five. Step four is just break it up into milestones. So you essentially will take your diagram and then you'll write a dot point list of possible milestones to just sort of keep the momentum going, and you can cross these things off as you go. And then start coding. So make sure you sort of look and refer back to your diagram, and you refer to your breakdown of the milestones, which were step four. And yeah, just go for it. Just jump in. And what will often happen if this is your first time doing a major coding project, and this still happens to me, you go along the path and then you end up messing it up completely. And that's okay. It happens. It really happens. Just realize you messed yourself up, and you may have to start from scratch. That's okay, but at least that was a learning lesson. And the thing is, if you have to bite the bullet of starting from scratch again, it's okay, because in the AI section, we explained how we can sort of use AI to really accelerate some of the boilerplate code. 10 years ago, it would have been a nightmare to start from scratch. But if you need to do that, starting from scratch is a who knows, 1 hour job as opposed to a week-long job. As long as you have gone through the AI sections and appropriately, really learned how to prompt everything correctly. So that is the little 5-step project here. So go through it, get it done, and then also in the group, in the in progress category, share your project, share the problem you're solving, share your plan, and then when you're done with it, share your solution and how you solved the project. Now, I have written a little bit in the next lesson here about how to sort of scaffold everything, and and there's also things you need to look out for, like how to debug things and how to test things as well. And again, this is sort of half learning how to code, half AI. So if you don't know how to do something, just ask the AI. So for example, here's a prompt about debugging, right? Something's failing. So what you do is you type in, you copy paste the error message, be like, yo, AI, this thing is failing. Here's the stack trace, and you'll be surprised how quickly AI fixes it. Okay, so that is all the debugging there. And then next we will move on to sharing your progress.